I got digital dash, can't ride with a op. I walk in the store and I buy the stock. I hide in the bins and pull out the lot. Got Tiffany diamond, it cost me a lot. They flying like birds, but drop on this hot. 400 degrees, I burned up the block. Burn out, make one call, they turn out. CC the gang, get the word out. When the shit getting hot, you the first out. Cover my wrist with a watch and I flood it with rocks. Now I look at the time all day. Be high, I rap the old block and I drop off the top. And I know you can see my face. You my dog at the end, don't care what the bitches say.
Leave a like on this video within the next 5 seconds for 2K to finally fix their servers. I would not risk it. Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Fizz back in the video with yet another video. Today I'm coming to you guys with another banger video. And today I got y'all with another build video. And today's build video is probably gonna be the best Demigod build in the game. It's gonna be able to do everything that you want to do. It's not gonna have to have slasher, takeover to have content dunk. It gets the content dunk packages. You get sharp takeover. It's gonna be able to speed boost. It's gonna have good defense. And when I say good defense, it's not like marginal defense. You're gonna actually be able to play really good defense on this build. But yeah, I'm gonna be showing you guys exactly how to make it, like I always do, from the pie charts, attributes, all the way down to the height, weight, wingspan, takeovers, and the best badge setups for the finishing, shooting, playmaking, and defensive. If you guys want more banger build videos like this, all you gotta do is smash, break, and destroy the like button. Real soon, I'm gonna start doing some more gameplay videos like Build Wars. That series is gonna be coming soon. If you guys want that, you know what to do. If you guys want more other, you know what I'm saying, really creative gameplay type videos where I'm taking builds to the park and show you guys, comparing them and stuff like that, all you gotta do is smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new. We on that road to 100K. I've been on my grind, you know what I'm saying? So I really would appreciate everybody new to the channel. Hit that sub button. But yeah, man, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop straight into it. Alright, so first things first is going to be position when it comes to this build. It's going to be at the point guard position. If you go with the point guard position, you're going to be to actually get all those playmaking badges that you really want, like diamond and floor general, that you wouldn't be able to get at any other position on this build. So yeah, we're going to go with the point guard position. Alright, next, when it comes to the pie chart, this is where you're going to get your max caps and your Hall of Fame badges. Now, this year, when it comes to like the meta Demigod builds, the Demigod builds last year was either shooting and finishing or playmaking and defensive. It's a little bit different this year. If you go with playmaking and defensive, it's not as easy to shoot because the game is a lot harder when it comes to the green window. And when it comes to the shooting and finishing, they actually have new pie charts for that. And we now have a shooting and finishing where you only get finishing Hall of Fame, and you have a shooting and finishing where you only get shooting Hall of Fame. And both of these are extremely amazing. Only one of them, though, you can get contact dunks with, and we're going to go with the finishing Hall of Fame one, but you're still going to get a lot for shooting. So yeah, we're going to go with the shooting and finishing one that gets you only finishing Hall of Fame. Alright, next is going to be the physical profile. This is where you're going to be able to get your max caps for your physicals. Now, when it comes to the physical profile, this is a guard build. You want to be as fast as possible. It's not going to be like the craziest fast build. Now, for video purposes, I want speed vertical. So I can show y'all boys the difference between speed vert, or not, yeah, the difference between speed vert and speed pie chart. If you're making this build, go speed pie chart. But for video purposes, I went with speed vertical so you guys can see. And another thing about this build, when it comes to builds like this, vertical is actually extremely important. So I'm gonna show you guys the difference between what you would have according to speed and what you would have according to speed and vertical. So yeah, you really want to be as fast as possible with this build because that's going to allow you to be speed glitch and speed boost as fast as possible. And this build does not get Hall of Fame playmaking. So yeah, you definitely 100% want that speed to be as high as possible so you can get your speed ball as high as possible. So 100% go speed pie chart. Alright, next. Now, I'm actually going to be updating y'all on a video very similar to a build like this from last year, but it's not this version. So I'm going to show you guys that real soon, but off rip. Let me show you guys how we make the best Demigod rare build in the game. So let's show you guys how to make it. So you're gonna have 17 finishing, 17 shooting, 14 playmaking, and 6 defensive rebound badges. Do not pay attention to the rebound badges because you're gonna have extremely good defense on this build. So stay tuned for that. So for the finishing, you're gonna have 17. You're gonna be maxing out the driving layup, the driving dunk, and the close shot, and the standing dunk is gonna be up to a 38 for the 17th finishing badges. Then when it comes to the shooting, you're gonna be maxing out mid-range, three-pointer, free throw, and then a post fade up to a 64. Then when it comes to the playmaking, you're going to be having 14 badge grades. To get those, you're going to be having pass accuracy, ball handle, and post moves. If you actually want to have 15 so you can be able to have 5 gold, you can actually do that. You just got to either take a hit on shooting, either take a hit on finishing, or bigger than anything, take a hit on defensive. I just didn't feel like doing that, so I just kind of played it safe. Then when it comes to the 6 defensive, my opinion, I kind of wanted to have a little bit more, but a lot of people actually have only 5. But this one actually has 6, and it's gonna be perfect for me when it comes to the bad setup I usually use on builds like this, because almost all my bad setups has either 6, 7, or 10 when it comes to builds that don't have Hall of Fame defenses. So yeah, when it comes to how we made it, it's gonna have max perimeter defense, line quickness, steal, and defensive rebound with a lot of block rating all the way up to a 37. So yeah, that's going to be pretty much the build when it comes to the attributes. It really starts molding into what we really want to get when it comes to the height with wingspan. So let's go ahead, hop straight into it. All right, next, when it comes to the height, weight, wingspan, first things first is the body type. That doesn't really matter. But when it comes to the height is actually extremely important, because when I talk about a lot of these builds, I pretty much go from different heights, various of heights, 6'1" all the way to 6'5". But when it comes to this build, you go 6'1", 6'2", it's gonna be way too hard to get contact dunks and be able to shoot. If you go all the way to 6'5", you're gonna be a little too slow. So the only 2 heights for this exact build, I would probably say a 6'3" and 6'4". You can go 6'5". Do not get it twisted. If you go speed pie chart, you 100% can. But you know what I'm saying? It's just going to be a little too slow in my honest opinion. So yeah, I did end up going with 6'3". 6'3" in my opinion, you're going to be as fast as possible. You're going to have the highest 3-point rating possible, and you're going to have the highest playmaking possible. And you know what I'm saying? The driving dunk going to be able to go up higher. The 3-pointer is going to go lower because we're going to have to try to get that contact dunks, but stay tuned for that. But yeah, the ball handles up there. You know what I'm saying? Even the defense. Now, if you want to be better on defense, go 6'4". But for me, I went 6'3". All right, next is going to be the weight. Now, when it comes to the weight, this is where you're going to actually be able to get your acceleration speed as high as possible. And if you wanted to get as high as possible, your interior defense and strength. But for me personally, this is a guard build. You want your speed to be as high as possible. We're going to go down in weight. Instead of going up in weight, we're going down. Now, we're not going all the way down. Why? Because we don't want our interior defense to be lost too much. We don't want our strength to go down too much. But we still want to get that max speed and acceleration we possibly can get. Now, like I was saying earlier, for video purposes, I went speed vert. So if you went with the speed pie chart, your speed is not going to be the same thing. It's going to actually be a lot higher than what I have. And that's why I told you guys, I wanted to show you guys the difference between speed and speed vert. So y'all don't have to just try to make it multiple different times. So when you're making it with me, just make sure that you're out of that speed pie chart. All right, and last but not least, before we hop into the takeover and the bad setups and the build name, pretty much is going to be the wingspan. We're actually going to be able to see what our build is going to actually end up being when we get this badge or build fully badged out and grinded out when we're at 95 and all the way at 99 when you get that +4. So when it comes to the wingspan, the perfect wingspan for this build is not going max, it's not going, you know what I'm saying, minimum, it's not going in the middle. It's going to be going up a couple though, so that you can be able to get contact dunks. You don't want your 3-pointer to go too low though, but you also going to be getting stuff on defense. And when it comes to the playmaking, the ball handle doesn't really go down but 1 if you go up in wingspan, so it's not going to affect that too much, and it only goes up 1 when you go down in wingspan. So it really depends on what you rather. You know what I'm saying? Losing 1 ball handle is not that big of a deal. The biggest deal when it comes to this build is losing that 3-pointer, but you're still going to be able to get that to an 81 and 99. So you just got to keep that in mind. So this build is going to actually have amazing stats at 99. You're going to have an 86 driving dunk. That's going to lock all the contact dunks, whether it's the small, elite, and pro. You're going to be able to have all the contact dunks. You're going to have a 95 layup. You're going to have a 93 close shot. Your standing dunk is going to be at a 44. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the mid-range, that's an 83. You're going to have a 90 free throw. You're going to have an 86 ball handle, which is actually amazing. So that's going to be allowing you to do a lot of momentums at a lot of higher rate. You're going to have an 82 pass accuracy. You're going to have actually amazing defense, like an 81 perimeter defense, a 79 lateral quickness, an 86 steal on a build that's not a lockdown. It's amazing. You're going to be in them lanes like crazy. I'm telling you right now. 79 lateral quickness with an 86 steal. And if you had speed pie chart, you're easily going to get above a 95 speed. So yeah, that's another thing. So the most important thing about this build is you got not only realize that you're gonna get +4 for 99, but you're also gonna get another +4 for getting gym rat badge. And it's really easy to get gym rat badge. It's really just a grind. If you want to grind for it, you can, whether you're going for superstar 2 or you're doing it in my career. But you're gonna get +4 for gym rat, so you're gonna have +8 in total for your physical. So for this build, you're easily gonna get it above a 90+ speed. So you're gonna have a 92 speed, a 92 acceleration, and a 92 vertical. And vertical is actually underrated. But what I would personally do, I would personally have a speed pie chart build, because you want to be as close as possible to 99 speed. 99 speed, the difference between 99 speed and every other speed you can get is just crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Even 98 and 97, if you have 99, you're gonna be extremely faster than that, and it's gonna help your ball handler. And this is the build. If you don't know how speed ball works, that's important to really have, because that's really how you be able to speed boost and speed glitch as fast as possible. Now you can speed glitch on any build, but you know what I'm saying, that's how you get it to be faster. So 92, you know what I'm saying, speed with 86 ball handle, that's gonna be pretty much around a 90 speed ball, so that's not bad. But like I said, if you have a speed pie chart, it's gonna be even faster. So yeah, you got to keep that in mind. You really want that to also be as close as possible to a 99 speed with ball also. So yeah, but yeah, this build, you know what I'm saying, well-rounded. You're gonna be able to do anything on this build. Like I said, it's a Demigod rare build, the best rare build in the game. So yeah. All right, next is going to be the takeover choices. Now, when it comes to the takeover choices, you actually have amazing choices. Shot creator, in my opinion, for my play style, it really only go with shot creator takeover if it fits your play style. If you like doing a lot of step backs, taking ankles off those, trying to hit those, that's really what it's for. If you don't really play that way, don't go with it. Only reason I would go with it in the past is because it was like sharp takeover. It got you plus 10 to 3-pointer, plus 10 to mid-range, but it also gave you plus 10 to like stuff that you get from playmaking and slashing, like ball control. You get plus 10 to that, but now you don't get that plus 10 to 3-pointer, and it makes sharp takeover that much more overpowered. Then when it comes to slasher takeover, this is a build that's gonna get contact dunks. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get the contact dunk packages. It's gonna get Hall of Fame finishing, so you're gonna be able to have an 80% chance of a contact dunk. Then now you're gonna be able to have on the back end slasher takeover, so that's gonna be even easier to get contact dunks, and slasher takeover gets you by far the best plus 10s in the game, no matter what position you are, guard, big, or wing. It doesn't really matter. It's that simple. Then when it comes to the best ISO takeover in the game, now I'm not gonna lie, this is arguably the best ISO build in the game, and you're gonna also have the best ISO take in the game if you go with play take. That's gonna be able to take people's ankles at an extremely high rate. Taking ankles in this game is extremely easy. A lot of people don't go with playmaker because of how overpowered sharp is, but do not underestimate playmaker takeover with a build like this. That's going to be able to get contact on, that's going to be able to shoot, and that's going to be able to do all that you can do on defense. It's just really good. And play take makes any build really be able to shoot on your team. So that's another big deal. If you really want your teammates to be able to knock down every single time so you can really be that much better at ISO, play take is also a really good takeover for that. Then last but not least, the takeover that we actually end up going with, and probably the best takeover for this build, and actually the glitchiest takeover for this build, is sharp takeover. Sharp takeover is going to make people play you high. You're going to have a free 2 every single time. Sharp takeover is going to allow you to unlock, you know what I'm saying, way deeper range, and it's going to get your 3-pointer plus 10. Like I said, on this build you get an 81 3-pointer at 99. You're going to have a 91 3-pointer in takeover, and that is just really overpowered. Now, one thing I'm going to say real quick before we get into the build, I will not cap to you. Based off the build name and going with slasher takeover, if you go with that, people are not going to guard you. So you're going to be left wide open for 3. So it really depends on what you rather. Would you rather have that plus 5 to 3 and people just leave you wide open and you're going to be able to just get wide open 3s the whole game? Or would you rather have sharp take, work for your 3s, but if you want to get an auto 2 every single time, you can. It's really up to you. And yeah, the build comes out as the slasher build, similar to shades of LaMelo, DeJounte Murray, and Kevin Johnson. I don't really understand none of them. Maybe Kevin Johnson, because Kevin Johnson was booming. He was shooting that joint, but I don't really get LaMelo. You know LaMelo, he can shoot, he can pass, but like, you know, we all know LaMelo ain't that athletic. DeJounte Murray is crazy on defense, but I still don't understand. I would really say he's more of a lockdown. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be the build. All we got left to go over is the best bad setups for the finishing, shooting, playmaking, and defensive. So yeah, man, let's go ahead, hop straight into it. All right, so first things first, when it comes to the best bad setups, per usual, you know what I'm saying, we got to start it off right with the best finishing badge setup for this build. And when it comes to the best finishing badge setup, we got to get the first badge out of the way. The badge is going to help you get contact dunks. And you see it in the title. It helps you get contact dunks and sharp take. You already see that you can get the contact dunk packages at 98. You can get every single one. If you want to get to 99, you're just going to be going excessive. You know what I'm saying? And then I already mentioned, if you get you get Hall of Fame finishing badges. You get contact finisher, that's 80% chance of a contact dunk. Why is it like that? Because when you get the contact dunk packages, that's 20% chance of a contact dunk. Every single tier on top of that for contact finisher is 15%. That's not the only thing contact finisher does, though. It's also going to be making you do pretty much make more contact layups, but it also makes you do more contact layups because it just creates as much contact as possible the higher tier you go on it. So when it comes to bronze contact finisher, that's 35% chance of a contact dunk. At silver, it's 50% chance. At gold, it's 65% chance. And at Hall of Fame, it's 80% chance of a contact dunk. And that's not determining what takeover you chose. They're not determining how far you into takeover. That's not even determining what your driving dunk rating is. It's just going over if you have contact finisher and you have the contact dunk packages. Then when it comes to a badge like Slowly Finisher, that's going to cancel out all the negatives of contact finisher. You know how contact finisher is just going to create as much contact as possible. It's only going to keep the positives of just trying to get the contact dunks. But when it comes to contact layups, Slowly Finisher is going to avoid as much contact as possible when it comes to going for layups. And it's also, instead of going those layups, it's going to make you do more dunks. So yeah, when you're not getting contact dunks, you're going to dunk it more. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to get you the best animation possible for every single situation. If you go with two certain layup packages like Circus and Kyrie Irving, it's going to make it that much better. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to get the best animation possible in an animation-based game like 2K. It's going to be extremely good. When it comes to Showtime, that's probably the most broken overpowered badge in the game. Whenever you do a flashy dunk, it's not a lob. That is not a contact dunk. Anytime you do like a flashy dunk, I went over the best Showtime dunk packages in the game. You need to watch that if you need those right now. So yeah, go watch that. But yeah, when it comes to Showtime, that's going to be really good for whenever you do a flashy dunk or you get an and one. If you get both, it's going to be double the trouble. It's that simple. Then when it comes to Relentless Finisher, that's pretty much going to make you dunk, catch lobs, do contact dunks, all those type of things, especially when fatigued. Way more efficiently, especially when fatigued. And then last but not least is Lob City Finisher. Probably arguably the best bronze badge in the game, and that's going to pretty much help you catch more lobs, catch it through traffic, finish it through traffic, do it faster, all different types of things. Then when it comes to lobs, and it's just really overpowered. And when you have all these other badges to help it, it's just going to be that much better. So yeah, that's going to be the best finishing badge setup for this build. Alright, next is going to be the best shooting badge setup for this build. Now, when it comes to the best shooting badge setup, we have 5 gold and 1 silver. So, for the first badge we're going to go over is range extender. That's going to be extending range, making it that much easier to shoot within your range. And with a build like this that has a lower 3-point rating off rip, it's going to be really important to be able to get that range extender off rip. Because you're not going to start off with Hot Zone Hunter, you know what I'm saying? Not Hot Zone Hunter, but Hot Zone. So, getting those Hot Zones is going to be easier to get that. Be able to hit your shots is going to be easier because when it comes to range extender, it's going to be extending your range, but it's also making it that much easier to shoot within your range, making you make more shots and get more greens. Hot Zone Hunter, when you have hot zones are really important for builds like this, for like builds with 3-pointers lower than this. I'm gonna put y'all on game. If you have a lower 3-point rating build, you don't have a play shot, hot zones are very important. Even on a play shot, very important. It's gonna make you make more shots and get more greens. But when you have Hot Zone Hunter on top of that, your make percentage goes up dramatically, making you make even more shots and having an even bigger green window. Then when it comes to Green Machine, as you're consecutively getting greens, that next green and that next green and that next green, every single time you get a green and it's keep getting consecutive, you know what I'm saying? The next green is going to have a bigger green window because your make percentage just keeps going up on every single shot. So even if you don't green, you have a really high percentage of hitting that white. So yeah. Then when it comes to a badge like Deadeye in my opinion is actually the 3rd most important badge in a shooting badge setup because that's how people pretty much negate the contestant. When it comes to this game, you're going to be dealing with a lot of people trying to double team. Now, if people are jumping at you, you really got to play that perfect. You know what I'm saying? Deadeye's not going to really do too much for that, but it actually is kind of like closing out. If somebody's closing out, anytime you're in a closeout situation, somebody jumping at you, it's going to give you a lower contest. It's just that simple. So if you have a faster jump shot, Deadeye's gonna work a lot better with that. Even if you shoot like you have a jump shot that jumps high, it's gonna be really good for that too. So Deadeye is extremely good whether you're spotting up or even, you know what I'm saying, doing screens or ISO. It's gonna be extremely important to be able to get your shots up and get as many opens as possible. Now, say for instance somebody's already in your face, that's not really gonna do anything. Like I said, it's really for closeouts. If you know what you're doing, you're playing with IQ, you're gonna be straight. Then when it comes to corner specialist, that's the best bang for your buck in my opinion. That's silver. You can go to gold, you can go to Hall of Fame. It's gonna be slightly better, but in my opinion, I don't really waste my badge points on that because it's pretty much damn near the same in my opinion. Then when it comes to the last badge, you can go with a lot of different badges. You can go with Hot Start, you can go with Clutch Shooter, but you also can go with Catch and Shoot. You can also go with Flexible Release. I was hating on Flexible Release for a little while, but Flexible Release actually helps you hit more whites. Now, I don't know how 2K don't do their own research on these badges, but I had to do it for myself, you know what I'm saying? And Flexible Release 100% does help you hit more whites. Not just earlies, not just lates, not just very lates, not just very earlies. It actually helps you hit slightlies and stuff like that. So there was Mike Wang, he had said it's not for that. It's only for earlies, lates, very earlies and very lates. It's just not true. It's just not true. You're gonna make significantly more white. So if you a person that's not trying to get greens or you're a person that's not getting greens, put that badge on. But me personally, I'm trying to get big greens, you know what I'm saying? It's that simple. Favorite color red, but all I want to see is green. It's that simple. But yeah, that's going to be the best badge setup for this build. But yeah, man. All right, next is going to be the best playmaking badge setup for this build. Now, when it comes to the best playmaking badge setup for this build, it's really quite simple. Quick first step, you want to be able to speed boost and speed glitch as fast as possible for whatever tier of speed ball you are at. We're going to have the highest tier of speed ball, so that's not really a concern. Even if you win speed pie chart, even if you win speed vert pie chart, you're going to be able to have that high tier of speed ball that you really want. But it's going to allow you to get open for dunks, layups, mid-ranges, three-pointers, or even get your teammates open because they're trying to help off you, they're trying to double team you, and it's just that much harder to guard you when you have your quick first step as high as possible and that speed ball rating as high as possible. So yeah, that's a really good combo. Then when they have handles for days to cancel out the stamina issue in this game, which is extremely important and it's not really that crazy of a badge. I really wish it was better like it is on next gen, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Unpluckable is going to stop you from getting ripped. When it comes to poking and stuff like that, people are just ripping you, coming up to you and just ripping you. It's going to make it that extremely hard, especially if they have Hall of Fame. Gold is still okay. It's not as good as Hall of Fame, but yeah. Now, when it comes to bump steals, it doesn't really do anything. So you're going to have to really watch for like the blitzes and stuff like that, bump steals and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying? Unpluckable is going to still be extremely useful and needed of a badge. And when it comes to ankle breaker, probably the most broken badge in the game. Anytime you make the defender go the wrong way, you're going to put them in pretty much in an animation, and the higher tier you have ankle breaker, the more frequently it'll happen, and the longer the animation you can put your defender in. And if, like I was saying, if you go with play take with this build with ankle breaker, you're gonna be taking people's ankles like crazy and putting them on the, you know what I'm saying, putting them on the floor. It's just that simple. Then when it comes to need threader, that's gonna make you throw way better passes, whether it's faster or just harder to get stolen. It does both of those two things. You would probably think that it makes it harder to get stolen off it just being faster alone. Like on next gen, they split it up. They have needle threader and they have bullet passer. But that badge, bullet passer, is not in the game yet on current gen. So yeah, both of those things are in this one badge, and it's actually extremely important for people that like the ISO, even if you don't like the ISO, but if you want to throw dots. And me personally, you know what I'm saying, I don't like just shooting greens, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I like to see my teammates shoot greens, you know what I'm saying? I like the whole team to be on the party. But yeah, that's going to be the best playmaking badge setup for this build. Alright, and last but not least is going to be the defensive rebound badge setup for this build. Now when it comes to this build, you got to realize this build has an extremely high steal rating. This build has an extremely decent wingspan, so I'm gonna go with interceptor gold. Now when I go with bronze interceptor, no, it's trash. When I not go with interceptor, no, you really want to be in the lane. So at the minimum I will go silver, but depending on what you want to go with for your badges, I went gold because it's just perfect for me. Then when it comes to clamps, I actually have to have that badge at least bronze. Now why do I not go gold? Why do I not go gold like everybody else does on their guard build? Reason is, when it comes to going gold, clamps, it's not gonna really let you play as good of a defense as you want to. But if you go bronze, you're still gonna be to bump people as much as possible. They're just gonna blow by you a little bit more. But when it comes to gold, you're still gonna get blown by. And me wasting badge points to still get blown by, I just can't, you know what I'm saying? I just can't cope with that. So I do need it at least bronze so I can bump people as much as possible, because you're still gonna be able to bump people at the same rate, in my opinion. Now when it comes to Hall of Fame, you're gonna be able to bump people a lot more. You're pretty much, if you play perfect defense, you won't get blown by. You won't have people getting on your hip trying to contact dunk you. You won't have people trying to carry slide you as much as possible, because you can bump them as much as you want. So yeah, that is the thing. But when it comes to bronze, you can get curry slid, making you slide, but you still can bump people as much as possible. And then when it comes to intimidator, that's going to get the best shot contest on the perimeter or the interior, depending on whatever you're trying to do. I don't go higher on that because it's just too inconsistent of a badge, but you definitely want to at least have it on, so I did go bronze. Pick dodger, actually a really good and important badge to have on also. A lot of people don't use this badge because they think it's still a bad badge like it was on 20. It's not a bad badge in my opinion. It's actually kind of underrated, and it's definitely extremely useful. Every single person on this game, you know what I'm saying, set screens. And you know, I'm not one of them people that run like a P-lock with a glass screen finisher every single. I'm going to be guarding ball, and I'm going to be going crazy on offense. So yeah, I have to use pick dodger because I also need that badge for park to cancel out the park iron wall badge. So that's actually important. If you don't have pick dodger on, you don't get that badge. So that's another thing. But yeah, pick dodger just helps you slip through screens at a way higher rate in general if you didn't have it on. So yeah, that's going to be the best defensive rebounding badge setup for this build. But yeah, man, that is going to be the best rare build, the best demigod build in the game, the best ISO build in the game, the slasher build, the best slasher build in the game. I'll show you guys how to make it. This build has an 80 plus 3 ball. It has contact dunks. It has sharp takeover. It does pretty much everything that you really want in a build on a game like this. You're going to actually be able to shoot pretty consistently on this build. You're gonna beat a speed glitch on any build. So yeah, this build is gonna be actually crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I'll show you guys exactly how to make it from the pie charts, attributes, takeover, height, wingspan, and the best badge setups for the finishing, shooting, playmaking, and defensive. So yeah, man, for that alone, go ahead, smash break and destroy the like button. If you want more videos, banger build videos like this, subscribe if you're new. We on that road to 100K. I really would appreciate it if everybody needs to channel that sub button right now. Turn on post notification, be the first at every single one of my videos. Share this video to anybody. This will help. But yeah, man, it's your boy Fitz, man. I'm not gonna start this grind no time soon. That 100K so soon, man. I promise y'all, boys. And y'all not gonna miss what I got in store for that 100K. Just stay tuned. But yeah, man, it's your boy Fitz, man. And I'm about to be, man.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!
Alright, before we go too far into this video, I want to make sure to go over this. Now, we were at 4.2%. We're all the way up to 9.7%. But still, 90% of y'all that are watching my videos aren't even subscribed. I know y'all mess with the videos. We finna be going so crazy, so you might as well hit that sub button. It's that simple.